Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does the star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, in the home of the brave.
Good evening. My name is Alex Minard, representing the Andrada High School student body. I'd like to welcome you to the Class of 2019 Commencement ceremony. I'd also like to introduce our Vail Governing Board. Allison Pratt, our school board president. John Aiken. Claudia Anderson. And Mark Tate. I'd also like to introduce our district representatives. Calvin Baker, our superintendent. Kevin Carney, our assistant superintendent. Debbie Penn, our deputy superintendent. And Aaron Schmidt, the director of CTE and high school curriculum. I'd also like to introduce our assistant principals, Mr. Rod Carrier, and Mrs. Lisa Blanchard. Thank you to our special guests, parents, families, and friends who have come to celebrate and support us at our graduation ceremony. Now, I'd like to turn the program over to our principal, Julia Kaiser.
Thank you, Alex. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Class of 2019 graduation ceremony. I too would like to take a minute to thank our board and district staff for joining us. I'd also like to thank Mariah for doing such a beautiful job singing the national anthem. I want to thank all of our staff for the hard work that you do every single day helping to shape these young men and women. And to the parents of this amazing class, thank you so much for trusting us with your children over the last 4 years. It's been a pleasure seeing their faces every day and watching them grow into the young adults that I see here before me. The class of 2019 was my first class of freshmen when I came to Andrada. They hold a special place in my heart because I had the pleasure of watching them grow for 4 full years, but also because they're such a unique group. Anyone in education will tell you that classes seem to take on a personality of their own, and this one is no different. This class has some of the brightest, kindest, sassiest, quirkiest, funniest, and most resilient students among it. They are a diverse group of students with a ton of different interests and goals. And they have gone above and beyond in helping to create the culture of Andrada over the last 4 years. So, I want to take a minute to get to know them a little better and recognize just how incredible they are and show you how different they all are. So students, if my statement describes you, just stand up for a moment. If you participated in any club over your years at Andrada, stand up for just a minute. If you took a dual enrollment class, either through your pathway or a core class or through early college, please stand up for me. If you're going on to college next year, please stand up. If you're going to begin working in a job related to something you learned in your pathway, please stand up. If you're joining a branch of our military to serve our country, please stand up. While our students are standing, I'd like to also take a minute to ask any of our staff members or those in the audience who are serving or have served our country to please stand and be recognized. Thank you for your service. And finally, and students, be honest here. There's no shame in this. If you're a little bit or a lot nervous about adulting, stand up. Good job. Okay. Adulting can be scary. I've had many conversations with many of you about it and about the uncertainty that comes with what happens after tonight. Years and years and years ago, I remember feeling exactly the same way. I'm here to tell you now that not one of your paths is going to be exactly the same, and that's okay. Some of you will find college or your job easy, and some of you may struggle. Some of you will find what you choose to do fulfilling and rewarding, and others will question if they made the right choice. Is this really for me? I want you to know that creating your path, questioning your choices, wondering if you're truly doing the right thing, never really goes away. I'm sorry. But you will become more confident in your choices. You'll become more confident in your successes, and you'll learn to see your failures as an opportunity to begin again. But the real beauty in life is creating your own story. And so my advice to you is simple. You be you. Live your own truth. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Natalie Castaneda. I'm the senior class president. I've spent these past 4 years under the impression that high school is a never-ending adventure, because that's exactly how it felt. But now, as I stand here on this stage before you, in my cap and gown, I realize it isn't. But like they say, all good things must come to an end. And now, as we end this chapter and start a new one, remind yourself that although we may not know what the future holds, we know who holds it. Congratulations, class of 2019. I'd like to introduce our first student speaker. He is not only the valedictorian of the class of 2019, but also a proud member of the engineering pathway. Please welcome Ethan Perrin to the stage.
Well, that wasn't awkward at all. Through the last 4 years of high school, running has become one of the biggest parts of my life. I've started hobbies and lost them. I've driven towards goals that I have never achieved. But through running, I have learned a lot that I think will be very important for helping me throughout my life. One of the most frustrating things that can happen in running is when you train very hard, very consistently, and someone joins the team who can beat you without even training. Their natural talent is enough to beat your years of hard work. Even though people talk about how natural talent will always be beaten by people who work hard, it is extremely difficult to see that. And being someone who has been consistently beaten by those with a lot of natural talent, I can tell you that it has been frustrating. While it may seem impossible to be better than people with a lot of natural talent, I have learned that it is achievable. I've found through my dedication to running that if you consistently work hard, you can become the best. It took me 4 years to become #1 on the cross-country team, and it took me 4 years to become valedictorian in my class. I've had many, many doubts working towards where I am. I've had a lot of plateaus, and I've wondered if it really is possible to achieve my goals. However, I have achieved my goals. Sometimes these goals were achieved in a day, and sometimes they were steady improvements over years. They all happened, not because of luck or natural talent, but because of the years of hard work and dedication that I put in. I was going to write my speech about a much different topic, about how success is reliant on how much you are willing to sacrifice. But I've realized through my friends and classmates that while many of you know what you want to do, you honestly don't believe that you can achieve it. Whether you feel you aren't smart enough or that you will always be beaten out, you don't truly have faith that you can get to exactly where you want to go. Maybe you aren't the smartest in the class or the quickest, but that doesn't mean that you won't be able to achieve your goals. We base so much of our worth on grades and numbers when what really matters throughout our lives is the amount of effort we are willing to put in and how far we are willing to push ourselves. So while it may not seem like things are going your way, maybe you feel you won't do well in college or be able to get your dream job, I say, have faith in yourself and your determination to achieve your goals, and you will achieve them. Because sometimes it is not about whether you are smart enough or fast enough. It is about your fight and your determination to get there. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ethan. Each year, a staff member is chosen to impart some words of wisdom on our senior class as they begin their post-high school journey. This year's speaker is the wonderful English teacher, SEP coordinator, National Honor Society sponsor, Mrs. Edvina Opalic.
Thank you. Good evening. I would like to start by saying how honored I am to be able to speak tonight on behalf of such a wonderful group of young adults. I have had the pleasure of teaching some of you for 3 years now, so standing up here tonight is a bittersweet moment. On the one hand, I get to say farewell in one of the most amazing ways. But on the other hand, I have to say goodbye to one of my favorite groups of students. When I was told I was nominated to speak, I agreed immediately because I was so excited to be able to share one last memory with the class of 2019. However, once the emotion settled in, I realized I am not the best at writing speeches. For an English teacher, I am terrible at composing my thoughts. So I figured I would use my love for literature to help me get my message across tonight. While there are many words of advice, care, and love that I wish to convey, ultimately, I think Henry David Thoreau summed up what life should be like in the following excerpt from Walden. I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life, and see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived. I did not wish to live what was not life, living is so dear, nor did I wish to practice resignation unless it was quite necessary. I wanted to live deep and suck all the marrow of life, to live so sturdily and Spartan-like as to put to root all that was not life, to cut a broad swath and shave close, to drive life into a corner and reduce it to its lowest terms. And if it proved to be mean, why then to get the whole and genuine meanness of it, and publish its meanness to the world. Or, if it were sublime, to know it by experience, and be able to give a true account in it in my next excursion. As you embark on the next chapter of your life, class of 2019, I hope that you live your life deliberately and with purpose. Know that if something does not bring you joy or peace, then it is simply not worth your time. Time, as we know, is limited and precious. While yes, money and goods are necessary to sustain a certain quality of life, time cannot be purchased. Therefore, regardless of what you choose to do with your next endeavors, be sure it is something you are passionate about. Ultimately, success is not determined by your status, but rather your level of happiness. If 10 years from now you attend your high school reunion happy and following your passion, regardless of maybe how long it takes to achieve, then you've acquired success. So, class of 2019, I wish you a life of deliberate living, dream chasing, and passion fulfilling moments. Remember, you are the light of the future. Thank you, and congratulations.
I'd like to introduce our next student speaker. He is enlisted in the Naval Nuclear Power Program and is planning on becoming a teacher. Please welcome Alex Minard.
Good evening and welcome, friends, family, staff, and students, to the class of 2019's graduation. I have no need to explain to you just how important of a day this is to you all. Nor do I need to explain just how much we have grown during our time here at Andrada. These last 4 years of our lives have all built up to this moment, and it is one that hopefully we will remember till the day we die. Without the support of our family, friends, and the staff at Andrada, we would not be here today. So, I and all of my peers are grateful for the time, energy, and effort you have put into all of us, to help create who we are today and who we will be in the future. I'd briefly like to stop and recognize someone who means a lot to me. Through the constant berating of a certain teacher, I'm able to stand before you today. When he came to the school 4 years ago, he was my teacher. Now, I would regard him as more than that. He is a mentor and a dear friend. He pushed me to be at least better than I was, if not the best I could be, and would regard him as one of, if not the biggest reasons I didn't fail high school. So, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Griffiths, for helping shape the man you see before you and changing my life forever. Also, I love you too, Ms. Kostic. My first 2 years of high school were planned with the intent of dropping out. I did hardly any work and figured that I'd either drop out or if I graduated, I'd work some trivial office job for the rest of my life. Not exactly something you should aim for. Now, that isn't to say that my teachers or peers didn't push me to be better. In fact, all of them did. In fact, people I never even knew. They always told me I could do better, that I could be better, that I had the potential to do great things. Due to this, I spent much of my time in high school looking for this potential, attempting to grasp this arbitrary thing that I had been told that I have, and failed many, many times. I know this is not something that only I have experienced. Many of us graduating today, and even those in the crowd, may be struggling to get a hold of this thing inside of you. My advice to you, as we step into the real world, is to find this thing in you. And if, like me, you can't find it, create it. It's okay if you can't find some secret sauce you've been told you hold. Make your own recipe, then get out there and start cooking. A man once told me that it doesn't matter what you do. You could dig ditches the rest of your life. What does matter is that you are happy and that you become the best ditch digger you can be. I believed him and still do, and I hope that you all follow this advice too. We're often told in life that money is everything, and while to some degree this may be true, what use is having all the money in the world if you aren't happy with who you are, with what you do? So, I hope that you guys go forth into the world and do what you want. Chase it with all your heart. As long as it makes you happy, that is what matters more than anything. Thank you, class of 2019, for helping me find the happiness that drives me every day.
Mrs. Anderson, would you please join me at the podium as I present our graduates? Mr. Baker, members of the governing board, I would like to recommend that the senior class of 2019, who are gathered here tonight, be awarded their diplomas. They have met or exceeded the standards and the graduation requirements set by the Vail Governing Board.
Mrs. Kaiser, as a member of the Vail Governing Board, I accept your recommendation and bestow the rights and privileges extended to these students who have met the graduation requirements set forth by the Vail Governing Board.
Thank you, Mrs. Anderson. Seniors, it's time for you to walk across the stage and receive your diplomas.
Alexander Evan Minard. Natalie Nicole Castaneda. Ethan Rush Perrin. Coriana Jonica Aguirre. McKenna Nicole Arnold. Mariah Annalise Arietta. Mackenzie Ray Ashley. Robert Brady Austin. Stefan Joseph Avril Mittendorf. Kevin Matthew Dale Baker. Mason Edward Emilio Berriger. Michelle Emerald Bays. Tyler Lewis Bess. Seth Philip Bowles. Caitlin Marie Brand. Isaiah Dimitri Bro. Rylan Scott Brody. Regan Bullock. Jake Burnett. Dominic Campillo Herber. Kiana Raylyn Carley. Trinity Marie Champion. Sydney Nicole Clark. Isaiah Gray Conrad. Leighton Bradley Cooper. Alina K. Curtis. Brooke Amber Davis. Corbin Tyler Davis. Hannah Mackenzie Davis. Josette Catherine Dector. Sophia Jane DeRozier. Kayla Lee Dickey. Madison Marie Duffick. Braden Charles Early. Esmeralda Pimentel Enriquez. Kelvin Etori.
Brandon James Fabry. Melody Falk. Noah Colby Fedoroff. Mariana Kumari Fernando. Cassidy Lynn Fish. Devin Ashley Fisher. Ezekiel Fox. Isabella Ann Gabbard. Maya Alexis Galvan. Caitlin Leanne Garcia. Vincent Arthur Garcia. Luke Stephen Garrett. Allison Gonzalez Cerna. Arielu Warista. Samuel Augustus Kane Hawkins. Aria Heiner. William Riley Helwig. Naja Amani Hill. Tyler Ethan Himmler. Blake Matthew Hodges. Caitlin Elizabeth Huff. Robert James Howard. Ileana Pilar Hubert. Marcos Imperial Rojas. Edward James Jackson. Michaela Reese Jacobson. Catherine Claire Jarvis. Wesley Charles Jarrett. Lori Ann Johnson. Peyton Michael Johnson. Tanner Everett Johnson. Annette Siambua Kyoko. Caitlin Rose Kleintobe.
Dawson Tobias Kohlmeyer. Elisa Lara Rodriguez. Raven Callie Lockhart. Dante Matthias Che Lundeen. Mariah Nicole Luster. Aldaceli Maciel. Julia Sky Maholka. Austin Edwin Mallow. Brandon Raphael Mallow. James Michael Markham. Alexis Candice Martinez. Clayton John Matthew. Chloe Raina McLean. Michael Ryan McMurray. Jennifer Nicole McNeely. Cody Jose McPherson. Amanda Grace Navia Miller. Nathaniel William Miller. Coy Andrew Carl Monosmith. Michael Riley Moriarty. Cody Michael Nelson. Jameson Zachary Nixon. Gavin Charles Obert. Ariana Oliveria. Edvina Nicole Padilla. Kiana Alexis Perez. Noah Lawrence Piet. Rainan Loretta Reagan. Brandon Tyler John Raymond. Caroline Ross Richter. Kira James Richter. Carolina Ines Rios Ainza. Emirae Althea Rocha. Melvin Jamar Rosario Carrion. Jacob Tyler Runyon. Dominic Jerome Sample. Roberto Miguel Sanchez. Amanda Mae Jean Sanders. Chad Marlon Sandifer. Kainoa Reese Sauls. Peyton Lee Sharamick. Annalise Marie Schrell. Jacob Allen Shumway. Brian Paul Soto Cervantes. Rylan Cole Sparks. Michaela Renee Spencer Everest. Dylan Alexander Spitzer. Brandon Kyle Stieber. Neil Thomas Talbot. Rachel Christine Timmons. Carlos Ariel Trujillo Roberts. Casey Alexis Tucker. Haley Turin. Kiana Sakura Tyler. Katrina Monique Urea. Het Asotosh Vasoya. Alejandro Rodolfo Verdugo. Ashley Nicole Villa. Haley Rose Von Meyer. Juliana Michelle Ware. Luke Michael Walker. Alexis Brianna Waymeyer. Jessica Diane Welch Rowe. Lindsay Parker Wilmarth. Christopher James Wilson. Elise Adriana Wood. Zachary William Wilstenhume. Sierra Mercedes Wright. And Eden Ann Zach.
I'm so proud of you guys. Just a quick reminder, friends and family, at the end of our ceremony, please head up the stairs to the back where your students will meet you up there. You can't come down onto the floor, so they'll meet you up there. There's plenty of room up there for pictures and hugs and high fives and tears. Graduates, please stand. It's my pleasure to present to you Andrada's graduated class of 2019. Students, to signify moving from an Andrada senior to an Andrada graduate, please move your tassel from the right to the left. Now it's official. Congratulations, Andrada class of 2019.